I like to think of myself as a dad in spirit. Put it that way.
This is the Hound Pit's pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Yeah. Kren has taught me well. Ven too. Alright, so here's our home base. It's not much. It smells like dead fish. But it's one place where I won't have to burn through my limited supply of puns. Alright, there is some looting to be done, but we'll wait for Samuel to lead us to the people we have to talk to. There we go.
So it's starting at last, Admiral. We've found our man.
Ah, jelly deals. Damn it!
Later, Lord Pendleton.
I was about to eat that, goddammit.
Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock, a true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pit's pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it.
Like that he's got a pint ready.
Coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes.
Yeah, you see that a lot in the design of the characters. They're very indicative of the kind of person they are. You can see Havelock's top-heavy, he's very much a combat veteran. Pendleton is this scrawny aristocrat. You'll see Piero later, he's kind of this rat-faced little weirdo that's nonetheless kind of a genius. Obviously, we knew right away the Lord Regent was bad news. All this runs on being very predictable in its in the way it presents its characters. You can basically see every twist coming a mile off. But it's well presented. Overall, I do like this game. I think there's an issue with the way the voice acting is directed. You'll see a weird disparity where some scripted conversations are fairly convincing, but a lot of characters don't really emote very well. It sounds like they're just reading rote from the script.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it came out in 2012, I believe. So 9 years old.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer.
Gotta have your audio logs.
Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Literally can't turn down the radio. Nice. Anything here? It's been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for the Corvo sewer. Not returned. Corvo can actually break out of Coldridge. We'd make his way here. Personally, give him mods of 1 and 5. You know what? That's actually probably spot on. I died, what was it, 4 times back there? Yeah, give or take. All good. You did the right thing, Ivory.
It seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. Pendleton's voting bloc and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. End log.
Yeah, all you missed is that we made it out of the sewers, we got our special equipment, and we met the conspiracy of Loyalists who are trying to overthrow the Lord Regent. Yeah, naturally there's a lot of interesting lore around here, a lot of stuff that really paints the details of the world. I keep forgetting the name of the world itself, not sure if it ever actually got one. But Dunwall's just one nation, of just the one city in an island nation, and there's just this whole world that they spend a lot of time going over in painstaking detail. Not much of it comes up, but it informs the world around you in a lot of interesting ways.
Or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest.
Yeah, there's this parody song of Drunken Sailor, and it's a little more edgy, basically. Instead of just fun pranks, they're talking about killing the guy.
The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
Hey, Lydia!
You must be Corvo.
Also
I'm
on loan
Lydia,
from
at
Skyrim,
your
presumably.
service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was,
Alright.
well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Yeah, very understandable, Ivory. Alright. Okie dokie. Just making sure we pick up everything before we take our nap here.
I once served under Admiral Havelock. Captain
Pardon me, I'm just going to go
Havelock
through your things.
I don't know if he remembers me, but I fear it's rude to ask. I don't want to embarrass him.
Let's see. This stuff gets locked until later. There are more sections of base that become available as you go. It's mostly for plot reasons. Is there anything over here? I don't think there is yet. Yeah, obviously it's more focused. It's more mission-based. Like Deus Ex, it creates a large urban environment and then gives you various ways to navigate it. But there is a similar approach to the world it's trying to create and the plot it's trying to tell. Ah, here we go. Alright. That's locked up. Money will become important very shortly.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Lady Emily Caldwell was abducted. Others terrible murder. Anyone with
Yeah, that tends to be part of the course with Elder Scrolls games. The actual plot you can mainline in not necessarily a weekend, but over give it about a week or so of a pretty steady clip, and you can get through the main plot without too much difficulty. The fun and the meat of the game is all the incidental stuff you find along the way. Ah, yes. Epic NPC, man. That stuff's great. Anything else here? I think that's about it. Alright. Let's go meet with our resident inventor. Yep, we gotta go through the garage door here. Sir, I believe you have things for me.
Weapons and gear. all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
It does kind of have that color scheme. Like I said, it's very stylized.
Cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running.
Where it's the environment it's depicting is not necessarily all that attractive, but it uses a very soft color scheme and very artistic ways of depicting the environments. Anyway, this is just teaching you about whale oil. There's various there's various electrical and security systems in the world that will require being powered, and they'll actually drain as they're used.
Here, see?
So it's just a way to
Assassin's mask.
replenish these things as you go.
Man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally?
So we're trying to keep a low profile so that people don't see the face of the Lord Protector, who's now a fugitive, but instead we get a mask that looks like mechanical death.
Upgrades for your gear,
That's much more
weapons,
discreet.
Munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Alright, let's see what you got here, sir. Okay, so we can buy stuff, we can upgrade stuff. Alright, this is going to be important. We want to make sure that darts take effect immediately, so we want combat sleep darts. That means we can actually knock people out in combat, otherwise they would, excuse me, it'd take a while for the dart to have an effect. Alright, bulk capacity, grenade capacity, bone charm. Mask optics, yeah, why not? We'll upgrade our zoom function here. Now, for some reason, your bolt capacity doesn't affect your sleep darts. You're limited to a maximum of 10 of those, and you basically have to find anything else you can. But you can have like 30 crossbow bolts, 30 bullets. Like I said, they really give you all sorts of fun, like lethal weaponry, and almost no need to use it if you're going for a low chaos run. I'm going. I'll grab one of these. Alright, that'll do for now.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
Yeah, what the hell. Let's call it a day.
Sleep well.
Alright. Now we're getting to some weird shit. Basically, yeah. Dishonored 2 was a little better about handling that. Like I said, they gave you more ways to disable and stun enemies in combat, to knock people out. They actually tracked whether you went lethal or non-lethal, and stealth, or I forget what they call it, stealth or aggressive. And you didn't quite feel like you had to keep quiet to get a non-lethal, to non-lethally subdue enemies. Yeah, that's the thing. Given the powers that the game gives you, and we'll start getting them shortly,
Hello,
thanks to
Corvo.
this guy.
Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world.
Oh, a tattoo. How am I gonna get a job now?
And now, these forces will
Right on my hand. I can't hide this.
use this newfound power. My gift to you. Come find me.
Yeah, so this is the Void, kind of a weird spiritual realm that it is a known quantity in the world. They do various experiments to try to prove its existence and determine its quantity, its qualities. But yeah, now we have superpowers, and this is our first one, Blink, which lets us teleport. Ah, symbolism. You cannot save her. Yeah, that's alright. Life goes on, you know? We'll find us another waifu. One day. One day. Okay. So you'll notice that your energy returns after a few seconds if you don't use the if you don't use it repeatedly. If you do, it drains down and then it only refills to a certain threshold. And obviously some powers use it more than others. Actually, I thought I remember seeing a whale somewhere in the space around here. I can't remember if that was a thing. Actually, there it is, yeah. Like I said, there's an implied connection between whales and the supernatural because they aren't quite like whales here on Earth. They've got all these weird tentacle Cthulhu bits to them, and like I said, their oil has properties that oil on Earth does not. And yeah, seeing this in the Void, it's sort of suggesting that there's something supernatural about whales that is not necessarily of this world. Alright. Here we go. I'm very sad. They say you're dead like mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it in the river because I don't believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it. Please come for me if you can. Don't worry, kiddo. We're going to free you from these guys. Hey, Zero. Welcome to the party. And there's the Lord Regent setting things up. This is sort of introducing us to various assassination targets. Two guys back there we'll encounter at some point. That obviously is the Lord Regent. These are some of the things that the whale oil allows them to power. It's sort of like a steampunk stilt walker that fires incendiary crossbows. There's all sorts of weird machinery that's simultaneously high-tech and low-tech, and that's kind of where the steampunk aesthetic comes from. Go.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name.
Oh, we're in the Void is the thing. It's kind of a weird dream we're having, and the Outsiders brought us here to give us his mark and serve as a Blink tutorial.
The heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
Alright, and now we got a magic doohickey that lets us find other runes and tell secrets about the world.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
So yeah, whenever I right-click with this weird clockwork heart equipped, it will tell some general information about the area I'm in.
All of time's meaningless here.
In this case, it's telling us about the Void.
No centuries.
And it will also tell us information about people and enemies that I pointed at. The main function is to tell us where runes are, which lets us upgrade our powers. But it's also an interesting bit of lore, because it reveals things about characters that don't necessarily give the plot away, but do tell you things about them you weren't necessarily meant to know. Yes, exactly. Alright, right, go down here. Okay, I can't go that way. Nice. Okay. Switch back to Blink. Alright. Yeah, these things are actually carved out of whalebone. There's also these charms that give magic powers and such that you equip, and sort of further hinting that the whales themselves have magic properties. Alright, so we can't really do much with just the one rune we got. The only thing we can really get is dark vision. And I don't really like relying on it too much. I don't really like the color scheme they choose for it. But when fully upgraded, it does tell us where shinies are, and that is helpful. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of fun things. We can possess people and walk around in them briefly. We can slow or even stop time. We can summon rat swarms. Wind Blast is just kind of a kinetic blast that breaks stuff, knocks people back. And down here is more passive stuff. Yeah, we will be experimenting with all these as we go.
How you use what I have given you falls upon
Because
you, as it has to the
when you're
others
trying not to
before
save scum, you actually do kind of need this stuff
now
to
I
survive.
will turn you to your world, but know that I will be watching.
Yeah,
with
time stop
great
basically
interest.
breaks the game in half. Interesting side note, while possessing people, you can actually run around stealing stuff too. And when you pop out of them, they're just momentarily confused, but anything they pick up, you're now holding. So it's a good way to clear a room and steal stuff with guards in it. Alright. Well, that was a weird dream. Man, how much did I drink last night? Guys and their stupid pranks. Ah! Rumors and sightings. Dowd. Now this is talking a little bit about a major character we'll be running into later. The assassin Dowd, who supposedly has some of the same powers we do. And he plays a major role in a plot you can probably figure out if you think about it for more than a minute. I think this is DLC stuff. The Royal Spy, blah, 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 gang activity, boring, boring, boring. Oh, I think this is actually by the Lord Regent. Yeah, Hiram Burrows. Basically, they don't really go into this in the game itself, but the implication is that the Lord Regent, the former Lord Spymaster, wasn't necessarily a bad guy to begin with. He sort of was overly concerned about the security of the state, didn't think that Corvo and the Empress were taking it all that seriously. They were capable of thwarting any direct threats to her, but they weren't really preoccupied. They weren't really concerned with threats from foreign adversaries and such. He was basically paranoid and overly concerned with foreign influence. And he sort of talked himself into being more of a prick over time, basically. Anyway, let's take a look at those bone charms. Powers effect slightly improved. White rats won't attack you. Yeah, these things you can equip that aren't necessarily powers themselves, but give you special abilities. Alright. Win sword versus sword contest more frequently. Damage reduces slightly. Peephole magnification. Just off bolts. Yeah, that sounds useful. Touch. Breaking glass sound. Blast resistant. No, we're not going to eat rats. Infinity. Good enough for now. Alright. So now we'll go down, we'll get information on our first target.
For Samuel, then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Good day, Master Corvo.
I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike
You're
gold
kinda blocking the
digging
way
in
here, Lydia.
Pembrosian cliffs. They
There.
found his ship drifting empty.
No, I can't get stuck on small talk. Here we go. Oh, thank God, that was awkward. Okay. I think we're technically still in the same map as before. Also, that's just some guys.
Are you a nobleman,
Oh
Corvo?
yeah, he's
one seems to know much
Pendleton's
about
manservant.
By your bearing, I'd say so.
But yeah, I think they didn't
Your
replenish
Tennyson's
anything in the
great-grandfather
map. I just
was
want to make sure we
a
got
clone
everything
chambermaid
before we
to
continue.
wife. On second thought, the story doesn't bear repeating. Even the finest blood can go bad here and there.
Lydia and I trade chores sometimes, and I'm starting to think I never come out ahead. She's a smart one.
Kind of have a dumb crush on Cecilia. I kind of like that tomboy look. Especially with that old-timey cap. It's cute. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's everything. Alright.
Forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
Anything behind the counter? Ah! Give me that tartlet. Yeah, nothing new. Alright. Let's get information on our first kill.
Let's get down to it.
Well,
off,
first target.
I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes
My hands are killed
good men
already.
have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore
Just a
Her
little,
Majesty's
just a little.
line by finding and putting Emily Caldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece.
My best girl detector is
Tonight,
impeccable.
High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary.
Ah, good stuff.
Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can.
Talking while he's
a
drinking,
master
that's an impressive
strategist,
feat.
and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the How Pits.
It's always kind of interesting seeing how games animate around drinking. They didn't really get fluid mechanics right for a long time, and it's still pretty tricky. You have to look... I want to say maybe in the last 3 or 4 years they started paying a bit more attention. Usually what happens is they try to disguise it. They position the camera so you don't actually see the glass itself as it's being sipped, and then they sort of discreetly switch out the texture.
Corvo, if you've a moment.
Yep. Hey, how's it going?
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man.
That's the plan.
There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
I mean, killing is a form of protection when you get right down to it. Oh yeah, they had those on Prey too, didn't they? Nice. Anyway, yeah, that's our optional objective for the mission to come. And it goes without comment, but Kernow was actually the guy that was in the boat with us during the intro ride.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into the Overseer's nest. I'd recommend going with the best gear you can get together.
Okay, fair enough. I think he doesn't give us anything new. Like I said, we can't really get any additional money, so... What's this?
Does part of the soul live in the heart? If the heart...
No, I will not sign off on these purchases. Bag of powdered crystal, Tivian ore. What's wrong with the metals and crystal? King sparrow feathers? Need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Blah, 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 blah. Basically just indicating that Piero used to be part of the Academy, which is sort of this prestigious science institution. But he was always kind of an oddball and has a touch of mad genius to him. The things he comes up with are genuinely innovative and brilliant, but he himself is kind of an eccentric recluse, and he comes up with stuff that has a touch of insanity to it. It also goes without comment, but this right here is supposedly influenced by the outsider. Like, the idea is that he's trying to commune with the outsider in the way that we do, and sometimes has dreams that could be seen as being influenced by him.
What can I do for you?
Alright. Oh, that's right, because we picked up a whole bunch of stuff in the bedroom. Sick. Thank you, DLC. Alright. Mostly just gonna upgrade capacity here. Reload. That'll do for now. Oh, sick. Alright, hey. Good thing we stopped by then. Thank you, Piero. Thank you, Samuel, for the reminder.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Yeah, I feel like they should have given you some kind of proper inventory where you can load up on whatever you want, but you just have a finite amount of space, if they're going to do that at all. Deus Ex style, basically. Alright, so yeah. High Overseer Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret to Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer, steal Campbell's journal, and eliminate him. An ally to the Loyalists, Martin, is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. Ah, fuck, I just remembered. I forgot to sweep the area with the heart. I think there might have been a rune I could have gotten. Yeah,
It'll be
well.
a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague.
Yeah, I need to give I a try. That,
City Watch still holds the bigger streets and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints.
God damn it, brain farting now.
And he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. And there are the real odd birds living on the fringes like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Yeah, I forget who. Some YouTuber did a video on that semi-recently, and sort of a deep dive into the mechanics and such. I'm having a senior moment about the name, but it looked really interesting. Janky as hell. It felt like a game mod that was basically given a much bigger budget. Okay, so we are going to do a hard save. Amusingly, my last saves were right about when the game launched, which would have been when they, probably when they released the DLC for this, the Knife of Dunwall and the Brigmore Witches. Mandalore, that's it. Fuck, how did I forget that? Kids, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and I'm losing track of things, and yeah. The body and the mind are objects, and objects break down. I fear mine is going faster than some. Okay. So we're on our first proper mission.
Let's go. It's nearly midnight. But easy, damn it. Keep them in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is.
Alright, we need to be very careful in how we navigate this area. Yeah. You know what I mean, don't you, guys?
I can feel a great age ending.
Here, I'll demonstrate this real quick.
They are burning away.
I expected them myself.
Keep working. Spent at sea.
The things it says are a mix of random comments and specific ones for the type of character they have. Like, there are some general purpose lines that are delivered for civilians and lower guards, but they get a little more specific as you go. Like, you can see I was pointing... Well, actually, I think I missed... Oh, wait, no, that's a civilian. Never mind.
The river rushed in when the barrier broke. The whole district went dark.
Yeah, if you're not pointing directly at the person, it just tells you a bit about the area you're in.
Oh, nasty rat. Get away.
She hides her hands. They are raw and scarred from the washing.
Oh, shit. Easy does it.
Attention, Watchmen. This district is now considered a highly infected area. Residents are to be escorted to adjacent neighborhoods or delivered for immediate deportation to the flooded district. Remain in position until qualified personnel...
Yeah, this is one advantage of dark vision. It lets you know not only where people are, but where they're looking. Yeah, people are weirdly okay with Corvo's appearance as he's just walking around, even with his weapon drawn. It's pretty much just the guards that react to you no matter how you are. There's a handful of areas in the game where if you behave in a low profile, you can avoid detection. But they're few and far between. Okay, I think that's just a guy.
I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of harvest and potentially beyond. In addition, in this
I saw you walking backward down those stairs. Explain your behavior, sir.
Sorry I can't help you. Some folks needed the food I had and I gave it away.
I don't trust you. I'm gonna take your money. Yeah, you would think being drunk would impede his reflexes and his ability to navigate, but if anything, it seems to have improved.
Yes, I would indeed.
Alright. I think we can get in here. Okay, now we need to climb around real quick. Now this is the home of Granny Rags, another major character we'll be dealing with at a few points throughout the game. And she's a few bricks short of a full load.
Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, Granny, Granny.
Alright, first we're going to take her stuff. Because that's how we prove we're the good guys. We rob from the poor.
Dear? Is that you, my dear husband?
Hey kids, it's Susan Sarandon.
My eyes aren't what they used to be. Have you seen my little birdies? Ah, the dear things must be starving without their granny. Here, birdies. Here. Oh, my. I think I have gentlemen callers again, but not the way I used to, not the nice ones. I hear them, and they're not very polite ones either.
Exactly. Poor people don't have upgrades to buy. They don't even have crossbows.
Oh, well, they'll go away again if they know what's good for them. But what a bother. Here's the key to the front door, love. You'll see to those ruffians, won't you?
So yeah, Granny Rags, like I said, is kind of a creepy recurring figure, and she gives you runes for dealing with her various objectives, all of which have kind of an eerie undertone to them. Like this by itself is just dealing with a couple of thugs that are here to harass her.
She's not stupid either. Have it your way.
But there's also the implication that these guys are kind of afraid of her. Like you'll hear them talk about her as you go, and
She digs in trash for a living. Let's get a drink. I'm dry as an overseer's.
they're not at all
She's been digging for 80 years. Must have found something.
okay with her. It's a little hard to explain.
Hear that, Granny? Whatever. Okay.
Gentlemen! I have no problems killing you guys. Let's get these guys off the street. Rest assured, if I had taken these guys unconscious, she would almost certainly do something nasty to them while they were alive. So, while that may have seemed a little rash... Oh hey, she sleep darts, nice. Trust me, it's for the greater good.
Granny, 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 you can't because...
Hey Granny. Jehovah's Witnesses are dead.
Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you. I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you.
Ah, see? She got some weird connection to the outsider as well.
On the vanity. I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the Boyle Manor. Everyone wanted to come.
Alright, where's that heart? Here we go.
I told you the knives go on.
Yoink!
I hope you like the little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those louts away. I can't bear these.
Alright, thanks, Bill. Have a good night.
Ruffians, every last one of them. Rotten apples. And that slack jaw is the worst of the lot. You know what I just thought of? You could do something else for me. Another little favor. And I'd give you another present. Another lovely rune carved from the bones of a dead whale. Do you remember my doctor, dear? Dr. Galvani? Now there was a clever man. He's got all sorts of nasty rat guts and disease in his laboratory. Wouldn't it be a shame if some of that mess found its way into the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still? That'd teach him. See to it, dear. I'll find you another present just like the first. Galvani lives on Clavering Boulevard, or at least he used to. Those were the days. Now run off. My baby birdies are hungry. So precious.
So yeah, that gives us our next little goal from her, and this one is,
You'll have to go, or they won't come.
let's say, morally peculiar. Because she's asking us to infect the distillery, and we'll see why when we get there that that's not necessarily a good idea. But it is how we get a whalebone charm from her, and I think there's another one back here. Or rune, I'm sorry.
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family, but an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
Yeah, the Overseers, which Campbell leads. Oh, is she coming back here?
Shoo. Granny has work to do.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the Overseers stand in direct opposition to the Outsider. And they can't necessarily prove he exists, but they're the ones that have done various experiments that sort of prove the Void exists, and they actually have ways to combat magic and powers, which will come up in gameplay. Alright. Yep.
Let me out. I'm fine. Keep away, or I'll slit your record for you. Get back.
I disagree. You guys, I'll put to sleep. For a specific reason. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Brother. I want to ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that.
You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business. Well, it was.
I can actually control the camera in these talking cutscenes, in case you're wondering why it sometimes wavers.
If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me. Want to look at some of the things I found? Good prices, I swear.
So yeah, Griff is a vendor, and we'll meet him a couple times. His stuff costs more than Piero's does, but he has some things we can't get elsewhere, like these schematics. That lets us zoom in closer. We'll need to upgrade these at Piero's shop. But if we need a resupply on anything, we can get it from him. And we will want to get these guys off the street, otherwise rats will eat them. Dumpsters are always safe places to put them. Because, you know, there's absolutely nothing in a dumpster that could possibly be hazardous to human life, and you certainly aren't going to find rats there. Yeah. Everreach was special. Honestly, I'm amazed that game turned out as well as it did. It very much had a budget feel, but there are parts of it I thought it did reasonably well. Like, it was a decent-looking game, considering it was basically a budget Mass Effect.
I will be glad to rest. He was in prison for 5 years, then changed his name to Griff. No one suspects.
Let's see, anything over here? Get in here. Oh, not yet.
At the academy, they cut the flesh of the dead and trap the lightning from the sky.
Yeah, see, I was walking towards him, and I think the crosshair was off by just an inch or so, and that just created a general comment about the world and not anything about him specifically.
In troubled times, fortune often favors those such as he.
There's one bit of information I'm trying to get out of here.
No idea where I get the best one. Come by when
Something about how he secretly knows who you are. Yeah, here we go.
He knows who you are, but he would pretend he does not.
Interesting. Okay, so let's explore a little here. Okay, fourth day of the month of rain. Morris is sick and so are the children. Avoided thus far. Entry, City Watch comes and goes. Ah, just some poor woman's apocalyptic log. Yeah, the rat plague is particularly nasty, and it slowly turns people into plague zombies. They lose all sense of reason, and we'll find a few milling around in this mission, and they're particularly gruesome. You can get a sense that that all sense of humanity is gone from them, and they're basically just creatures of pure instincts. And yet they're still kind of pitiable, more so than zombies usually are. Anything in here? Actually, can I see anything yet? It doesn't. That's right, it doesn't reveal. We don't have the item seeing power just yet. Alright. Is there any place else we can get to? Yes. This is about where you start to see the emphasis on level design. The way they build stuff with a high degree of verticality, and specifically letting you get around with the use of blink. And if you're really on the ball, you can see ways to get around without having to rely on powers. There's an achievement specifically for never using any power or upgrading any power besides blink. And if you look around very carefully, there are often ways to climb objects you think you wouldn't be able to climb without blink. It sort of simplifies things. Alright, so we got guards on the main wall there. Galvani's office is on the left. Let's sneak around. Actually, let me see something. Yeah, in the early stage of the game, the main advantage of blink is being able to get around without being seen. Oh yeah, blink is super fun to use. You can tell that's when they were making the game, that was the principal mechanic. I think if we're in high chaos, this area would already have some rats milling around. So there are little differences as you go that indicate your overall chaos level, and they have subtle but significant effects the further you go and the higher chaos that you make things. Okay, there's a bunch of rats. Okay, now that area is blocked off. Interesting side note, kills you personally don't count towards chaos, so long as you are not the person that created them. Like, if you summon a rat swarm and stick it on an enemy, that counts as a kill. But if you lure an enemy into a rat swarm, I don't think it does. Or if you lure an enemy into fighting with another enemy. Like if guards fight weepers or guards fight thugs. I'm trying to, but I'm also willing to accept the high chaos run if things turn out that way. What's the... Hang on, what's the button to zoom? Controls... There we go, left alt, thank you. Yeah, that's a Bottle Street thug. You know what? It's been a while. Actually,
Get lost.
Is he hostile? He's not. Excellent.
Cross the line and have your throat cut.
You know what my favorite illegal drug is? Cocaine! Ha-ha! Haven't done that in a while. Yeah, these guys run the distillery in the area, and they've actually got some other illegal operations going on, some of which we can benefit from. Alright, let's see if I can put you in here. Good enough. Keep him away from the rats. I think there's a dude being held up over here.
Dead? Cold as a whaler's gaff hand. I see something.
Oh shit, okay.
Somebody, give me a hand.
Oh shit, alright. That's right. These dudes can spit fire from their alcohol bottles. Stop right there, criminal scum.
I'm gonna dump you in the river.
It does not. I might do it just for fun if we wind up making a... If we wind up having a high enough body count to justify it, I'll start doing some stab and poke puns. And we'll see how that goes. Sneak up on a guy, run him through. Nice to knife to meet you. See, goddammit, I'm not ready for knife puns. I'm all set up for choke puns. I gotta psych myself up for that. Okay. Elixirs. Are you carrying anything, sir? No? Long live the Empress. She was... Oh, okay, the Empress. She was a wench. Well, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm glad I killed you. Just trying to see. Is there anything else over here? Okay, no, that gets past the wall of light. Never mind. We'll not be going that way just yet. Yeah, knife is a very is a very good word for puns. There's a lot of things that it can rhyme with. The Empress was unambiguously a good person. Like, they make it very clear that the world goes to shit without her. And she's pretty much beloved by everybody except the conspirators trying to kill her. Yeah, they make it very clear that she was probably the one person that was holding it all together. And the brief time you get with her, the supplemental material, it make it very clear that she was very fond of Corvo, and they had a very loving relationship.